You guys are right over here.
All right, we're switching sides.
Oh, we're switching? It's okay.
So you guys have 12 minutes, and I'll let you know when we're at 10.
What's up, gang?
Hi.
I love your skirt.
Thank you.
Can you just tell us a little bit about your characters who you play?
Yeah, I play JJ. JJ is a hotshot music mogul who's got his own streaming app. He's basically trying to sign the Electric Mayhem to his label and make them a success. But the reason he's doing that is because we find out that he is the ex-boyfriend of Nora, Lily's character, and many moons ago, he was kind of this guy who was just sitting around playing video games. He wasn't very driven, and she dumped him because of that. So after that, he was like, I got to get my life together. He did this kind of mentality makeover, started wearing fancy suits, and then just rose to the ranks to the top. And now he thinks that if he can make the Mayhem a success, he'll win back Nora. Will that happen? Is that the right way to go about love? We'll find out.
Only
this season.
on Disney Plus. Nailed it. Solid. A+. I play Hannah. Hannah Singh, because the writers asked Lily what she wanted the last name to be, and she was like, Singh.
Yeah, that works. It's musical.
Yeah. No, it's because it's her last name.
I know that. So there's something called many levels.
Right. He's like, it was a joke, young girl. Yes, I play Hannah. Hannah is Nora's younger sister. Hannah is a social media influencer. She has built a social media empire for herself. She is a makeup artist. That's kind of what she got her start in, I guess, on social media, was makeup tutorials and live streams, etc. And she is Nora's biggest fan, biggest support, when she's arguably the more successful younger sister, who Nora kind of has had to take care of her whole life because the parents are no longer in the picture, and we kind of go through what that history and family backstory looks like in the show, and we see their sisterhood evolve. But throughout it all, when Nora is trying to get the band, when she's helping the band make their first studio album, Hannah is just this younger sister who's there to support. She, lends her sister clothes and her car and lets her sister sleep on her couch. And once Hannah gets to know the band a little bit more, she falls in love with them just as much as Lily or Nora does. And the relationships that Hannah forms to the individual members of the band is really special, in my opinion. And the way Hannah gets to introduce them to social media, and the way that I think more than like what Hannah teaches them is how much Hannah learns from the band and from Animal and Janice and Lips and Zoot and Dr. Teeth. Like, what she learns from them is so much more than she ever will give to them, and I think that's something really special that we see explored in the show.
So I remember when you were casted in the show. I've been following the show for a very long time, and I think a part of your character description was like you were born in the era where if it wasn't posted, it didn't happen.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So I know that they mentioned that the show has a lot to do with the Muppets kind of meeting social media and it's being said in the real world. But conversely, do you think there's a message in it about living in the moment that your character has to learn?
You've hit the nail on the head. I think Hannah goes through an incredible journey of self-discovery. She learns what matters to her in a way that I think she's never been forced to think about before. But the band, individually, these characters are so special that they push someone like Hannah, who is initially, from the outside, arguably one-dimensional, only cares about likes and followers and her public image and what she looks
amazing
like.
Wardrobe.
Her incredible wardrobe that everybody is not ready for. Stay tuned. But, the band brings out a side of her that she's never really been able to confront before. At her core, she is a lover. She cares about other people. She wants to be there for her sister. She wants to show up for the people around her. She wants to spread the resources and wealth that's been given to her. And I think as a result of being involved with the band, she goes on a beautiful journey with Animal and Janice specifically. She's forced to reconcile with the fact that, you know, social media might not be everything. Posting about everything might not be the way to go all the time. There may be moments where you need to step back and take a deep breath and take a mental picture rather than posting it on your Instagram story. And I think that's something really beautiful that we get to see Hannah discover, and a message that I think is pretty universal and really timely.
Did you guys have any specific favorite Muppets or Muppet moments going from previous Muppet eras before coming into this?
Yeah, I was a Muppet Baby guy. I watched that constantly, you know, and it just what I didn't know as like a 8-9-year-old or whatever it was that they were like spoofing movies, you know, constantly. And then you'd like see the movies and you're like, did they rip off Muppet Babies? But yeah, and I just became like a cinephile, and so I just connected with that and those characters, and the way they did that show just it took you away into other worlds every week. And then to be on the show and working with the Muppets, you know, a thing that we were saying about the show is that the Mayhem, the band, Dr. Teeth, they're not as exposed as a lot of the other Muppets. So that's what this show is going to do for people. And I didn't really know anybody besides Animal, really. But then you see, like, the specific personalities of these characters. And, like I was saying, I like Zoot. Zoot's just, like, got
so
these
cool.
one little throwaway lines 4 times an episode, maybe. And I'm like, this dude's killing it.
He's incredible.
Like memes for days.
Zoot was actually one of the first scenes I did.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first scene I did with a Muppet.
Yeah.
Was working with Dave. Well, yeah.
So good.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like insanely good at what he does.
Yeah.
After being on the set, do you want to be a voice actor for the Muppets? Like maybe one day? Maybe for the second season?
Be a Muppet performer?
This is what goes into it.
It's so multifaceted that like it would be.
They're working with, you know how they say we use like 8% of our brain? They're using 9%. Besides the physicality of like having the Muppet down, and then they have a monitor here so that they can watch the Muppet perform and make sure that like the eye line is correct, the mouth is matching, the mannerisms, the eyebrows, all that. And they're saying the lines. It's a whole thing that takes years of practice.
Yeah.
And so to say I could step in it and do that is just not possible.
Yeah, well, they have like within the Muppet community, they have, you know, workshops that they do. They train people from
Thank you.
day one.
Just vodka.
Here.
Thank you so much. So it takes years and years and years to really nail it. And they're seasoned pros. I mean, I'm a voice actor as well, but I could not be a Muppet performer. That is just so beyond any.
It's a whole thing.
Just like the arm strength.
Yeah.
Like I don't have.
They've got one bigger shoulder than the other.
Oh, a lot of them have had like surgery on like like they've had like they've got issues in.
And then there's
one
also
arm.
for certain puppets, 2 people
Yeah,
operating.
they'll have 2 to 3 people like operating
You'd
one
think-
hand.
I would think that it would be one person doing the mouth, and then the other person would be doing the hands because you can coordinate the hand movements or whatever.
Yeah.
No. Someone does one hand, someone does the mouth, and then another person just does the other hand.
Or it'll be the person doing the mouth and the right hand
Right.
to like guide the person who's doing the left hand. But the way that they're so in sync, like Alice would often help Bill and assist Bill in doing Dr. Teeth. And the way that she was just able to be so on point with everything he was doing. Like she would just know
Right.
what his next move would be.
Right.
And they're all just so talented in that way. That it's just, no, we who are we? We could never.
That being said, it would be funny to watch us try.
It would be so funny to watch
Yeah.
us try. Yes.
We have
I'd
time
love
for
to.
one more question.
I know you guys talked about this a little bit on the panel, but can you just go into, since we're on the subject, some of the challenges of being a human on a Muppet show?
Trying not to fall.
Yes, no joke. People were hurt.
Genuinely.
The whole, so the
yeah,
entire
yeah.
set. What's that?
I'm like, don't say that. It's true.
People were hurt. The entire sets are elevated by 4 feet, right? So like the Muppet performers are down kind of in these dugouts, and we are on the floor.
It's like big Legos.
Big Legos. It's basically 3x3 squares that can kind of, it's a
Scaffolding.
modular, it's all modular.
Yeah.
You can pull out whatever path the Muppets need to go. And so turnarounds take a little while,
Yes.
but when you're acting, you're looking up here at a Muppet and you're walking and you're like, please don't fall. It's like,
No,
you're
because
right on
there's
the
like a
edge
big
of a
gaping hole
Yeah.
right next to you. And like sometimes we'd be running into scenes. Like JJ, there's that one where you were like falling.
Yes.
That was like on one of my first days actually on set. We were filming that scene.
Yeah.
But like it's just I think logistics was definitely the hardest part. But once you're in it, there's people around you to make sure that you're safe.
Of
But like
course.
once you're in it, you're in the world of the Muppets. You're looking into Animal's eyes, and you're there. You're with him. You're not thinking of anything but yourself, which makes it really fun, really beautiful.
Yeah. And it was worth that guy getting hurt.
That guy was
Great note to you, though.
Guys, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.